Welcome back. It is the second time period of day 2, and since Grace is enjoying the tour, we'll be returning to Gabriel, who just had a rather peculiar dream, it seems. Which may, or may not, have had something to do with this poem.
There's a note on the table.
Which was found in the book that Grace found outside the door, and then she left it here for us. So I guess we'd better take it.
Sheesh. The woman's already in hyperdrive and we just started this thing. Weird poem, too.
Looks like Grace wrote something on this. Gabriel found this poem and a copy of Secrets of the Holy Grail book outside our door. Oh, and if you're going to go sneaking around, don't forget the fingerprint kit. Grace. Indeed, this is an excellent time for us to go sneaking around because everybody is out. Pretty much everybody. All the guests, anyway. So, hopefully we can find a way to get into their rooms. So we can see if everybody is who they say they are. Wait, I can also think this thing, right?
There's an awful lot of blood imagery in this thing. Arteries, veins. It ought to be relevant, but I'm not sure how.
It may become clear in time. Or not, who knows? At least we have our stuff now.
That's our luggage.
And like Grace said, we should take the fingerprint kit.
That's the fingerprint kit Grace ordered. Supposedly she's got it all hooked up to Sydney. I never took fingerprints before, but I suppose it couldn't hurt.
Depends on how you do it. I guess one thing we could try to search for prints is the glass we got from Emilio.
I don't see any prints.
Oh, that's a shame. How about our own fingerprints?
I don't see any prints.
I guess we don't need those.
It's Sydney, the program Grace has been working on.
And as much as Gabriel said he wasn't going to use it, we do in fact need to use it. Because we got some stuff to scan. So let's add data. We've got a whole bunch of license plate numbers, for example, as well as a tape we recorded from Abbe Arnaud. And since this thing has a translation function, I'm very curious to see what he was talking about during that phone call.
I should probably put this in our suspect database.
I was just about to do that, Gabriel. So yeah, we got to do that, one by one. And Gabriel is a slow typer, unfortunately. I don't really know what kind of file name format this thing uses, because the names Gabriel is inputting are 9 characters. So it's not the MS-DOS 8.3 format. But if there were no restriction, then why not use more descriptive names? Nobody knows! Well, presumably the creators of the game. Although, frankly, I don't think they know either. I think it's just random. I think that's the last license number for Wilkes. Then we just need to scan the tape. Which still sounds like a paper scanner. for some reason. But let's not question that too much. Let's see if we can translate the tape. Where we have the whole conversation in French. See, all of our files are now here, including the licenses and the audio tape. And we have nothing else at the moment. So it is obviously French, and we need to translate to English. You cannot actually translate it to anything else, because I think Gabriel will simply refuse.
I won't be able to understand it if I translate it to that.
French to French? That would be very useful. Let's just do it to English.
Very cool. I'm starting to like this computer.
And it's a pretty damn impressive translation, as I said before. Much better than any machine translation I've ever seen. And it says, "Hello, Arnaud here. I must speak with the Grand Master. Of course it's important." "Hello? I'm sorry to disturb you, sir, but I just had a distressing visit from two of Prince James's men. They claim Prince James's son was kidnapped. They say they tracked the kidnappers to the Quiza station. They seem convinced we are involved." That's what I told them. I wanted to hear it from you. "Then who?" "But they're blaming us. They threaten to pull out of all negotiations until the infant is returned safe." "I have no idea, I swear. It must be some personal enemies of the prince. Perhaps the English?" "Yes, thank you. Of course I'll look into it here. Goodbye." Well, if this is to be believed, then whatever order Arnaud belongs to is really not responsible for the kidnapping, unless they are really just not telling him. But it's still suspicious, so let's keep an eye on the Abbé. The other thing we need to do is link all of the information we find to the various suspects, including the license plates, so we need to link all of those. Buccelli's license
Gracie entered these last night.
Okay. So, we link Buccelli's license plate to Buccelli, obviously. Which is worth points, so you do want to do it. That's Emilio. And that also adds the vehicle ID here. Next up is Lady. I'm assuming that's Lady Howard, since we have no other ladies going around. And technically, I guess that also goes for Estelle, since they both drive the same bike, but you don't get any extra points for doing that, but there's no harm in it either. Mosley is not a suspect, so we cannot record his license plate. And Wilkes, finally. There we go. And I guess technically we can link the tape to the Abbé, but that's again something I think is entirely optional. Let's add a note, belongs to the order. We don't know what that is yet, but he does seem to belong to it. Okay. That's all that Gabriel needs to do with Sydney, and all that he's really willing to do, because most of the time when you want to analyze stuff, all Gabriel will tell you is that he'd rather leave it to Grace. But we still need Gabriel to scan any and all of the stuff he finds. Alright, let's see what we can do about breaking and entering some of the other rooms.
Monsieur, I thought all the guests were out this morning.
Oh, hey there, Roxanne. I decided not to go, but don't mind me. Carry on.
Yes, monsieur.
It's the maid. Apparently called Roxanne. Roxanne. And she is going to go into our room and then every other room. Let's pay attention to what she's doing.
It's the maid's cart. I'd love to get into these other rooms today. Maybe Roxanne can help me out.
Maybe she can. Now she follows the same procedure on every room. She will first change the bed sheets, and while she's doing that, the door is blocked by the cart. Then she takes a spritzer out of the cart, which turns it, allowing you to get into the room. Of course, there's no point in doing that with our room. But we're going to have to do this with a lot of the other rooms. And there's not really any way to speed this up. Even escape cannot actually skip any of this. Can we take that thing? Where are you going?
Doesn't look like there's anything I need in there.
That's Larry 6, where you need to steal stuff from the maid's cart. Here we just need to follow her around. And let's hope she doesn't think that's in any way suspicious or anything. That we are. Can we move it? Gabriel seems to enjoy taking the longest possible way. Oh, too late.
I'd love to.
Now we can get in. We can hear the other door.
Sounds like she's in the bathroom.
So she is indeed in the bathroom. But we can't really do anything here.
This is Emilio Baza's room.
If we try...
The maid's not going to be in there long. I don't have time to search the room.
So what we actually need to do is find a way to open each room such that we can get in there later when the maid is gone, rather than try and search them quickly while the maid is here. This procedure is different for each of the rooms, and indeed there are multiple ways to get into most of the rooms. I'm going to use the way that gives the most points, obviously. For this room I think there is only one way, because this room is connected to ours via the dumbwaiter. And there is a lock that prevents people from coming in that way.
I guess the lock prevents anyone from coming in that way.
That's the same as on our side. So if we open that lock, and hoping the maid doesn't notice, we should be able to get in via the dumbwaiter later. Now we could go and try that as soon as the maid gets out of the room, but we still need to find ways into the other rooms as well. Now, of course, this dumbwaiter trick is probably not going to work too well. Can we actually talk to the maid?
Well, I could ask her to let me into everyone's room, but I don't think that'd work.
Probably not. Can knock her out. It's a bit extreme. Probably wouldn't work anyway. I kind of like how they sometimes give icons for things that Gabriel plainly is not going to do.
I think that's a bit more than the situation calls for.
Okay, here's our chance to sneak into this room. And I think she's about to go into the bathroom after making sure that those doors are locked. But there is no dumbwaiter here. So what else can we do? Well, there's two things. First of all, you need to hide here, which is on the balcony, and wait for the maid to leave. We actually knew these rooms had a balcony because I think Lady Howard said so, that when they switched rooms, that these have balconies. I think this is actually Madeline's room, though.
Do you think she'd notice if I snuck in there?
I think she would, probably. There's actually two ways to get into this room later. One is over the roof via the balcony, but the preferred way is by exploiting what we learned about the lock earlier, and that is that these doors lock automatically unless this dial is turned. And the maid turns the dial when she leaves, so the door locks behind her. Or make sure the dial is turned this way anyway. So if we turn it now, the door will remain open. And she's already working on Lady Howard and Estelle's room. And that room is identical to Madeline's room, so we just need to repeat the procedure there. And again, he comes from completely the opposite direction. Fortunately for us, Roxanne's routine is extremely predictable.
I wonder if the maid would see me out there.
She would not, as we already already noticed in the previous room. So, same deal. She can't be very thorough. She's extremely quick. I guess we should be glad for that, because this whole rigmarole already takes quite long. So, unlock the door. And get out. Well, we already have the ability to go into the next room. And again, Gabriel walks the entire way around. This room does not have a balcony. This one is in fact identical to Emilio's room, therefore it has a dumbwaiter. Just need to wait until Roxanne's in the bathroom. Well, I don't see what else we could do, so I'm guessing we should just open the dumbwaiter and hope that we can find a way into that dumbwaiter, because obviously the one in our room does not connect to that. I guess it's connected to room 23, which would be Wilk's room, unless I'm very much mistaken. So we only need to find a way into one of them to be able to use the dumbwaiter to get to the other. Or maybe there's another way to get into the dumbwaiter. Dumbwaiters typically connect to something else as well, don't they? But we'll have to see about that in a bit. First need to finish up this. This is the last room. Because we don't need to break into Mosley's room. Because we already stole everything from there that we needed before. Hey, wow, he didn't walk the entire circle this time. There's Wilkes' computer. The maid checking the lock. Is fairly obvious that that is meant as a hint for us to check out that part of the room. And it's a good thing she only checks it once, because if she checked it again, then we'd be stuck. We cannot use the lock approach here, because Roxanne will reset that when she leaves. So that only works if you can leave the room after she leaves. And you can only do that in the rooms with the balcony. Well, I guess technically you might be able to climb into the dumbwaiter and hide there, but I don't think the game actually lets you do that. And now I am watching her finish up her rounds, because Gabriel does not want to break into any of the other rooms while she's still going around, so we need to have seen her finish. Okay. That is that. Then we have now the ability to go into each of the rooms. I guess we'll start with Emilio's room. So now we have a reason for us to open the dumbwaiter and climb inside, which Gabriel before did not want to do. But we'll have to do so in the next video.